Africa is that you have some countries are very rich in the resources and they could be affluent societies, and yet you have mismanagement, you have corruption, you have dictatorship, and therefore you find people like Mobutu Sese Seko, who had trillions of dollars smuggled out of the country to buy real estate in Europe while his people are dying of hunger and disease.
How do you explain the success of IGAD this time in striking the peace deal between both leaders?
I think probably because both sides see it as an honest broker, on one hand, and as I said, both parties came to the conclusion that they cannot win a war, and therefore it's going to go on for a very long time. It's going to be a war of attrition, and both sides will be losers. Whether this agreement is bona fide and they will adhere to it or not, I still believe that the true test will be the coming elections.
Okay, the peace deal making was witnessed by representatives from the USA, from the United Kingdom, all other IGAD members like Norway and China. How do you read the scene?
I personally, I read it very uneasily. I don't feel comfortable with that. That the outside forces are the main perpetrators or the main designers of the destiny of Africa. That also I feel very uncomfortable. But a country like Egypt, with its historic and geographic and cultural and political and security relations with Sudan, north and south, is not a party to this agreement. IGAD is threatening sanctions against both sides case the deal is not hold. Similar threats have previously failed to force them to stick to the peace pact. How effective are such a threat to both sides? Are they aware of such a threat, or they don't care? I think they are aware, but I personally don't think it's a very serious threat and cannot be implemented with force. In the sense that there are external factors playing on the field. You have Salva Kiir is in a large degree supported by Ethiopia, and Riek Machar is to a large degree supported by Uganda, and they are getting support from
different
external forces. I am a firm believer that you cannot have a national security without regional security. If you look at Europe, why is it such a tranquil continent? Because no country interferes with extremist forces in another country. You have lots of extremist forces active in Europe. You have ETA in Spain, you have the Baader-Meinhof in Germany, you have the Red Brigades in Italy, you have the Republican army in Britain, but no organization that ever had support from another European country. So it was easy to contain and easy to defeat. But in Africa and in the Middle East, one of the supreme factors to instability is that external forces are interfering in domestic conflict and prolonging these conflicts.
Okay, so now they are signing a peace deal for I don't know how many peace deals before they have signed, but this one, it looks serious. How come when they are agreeing on a peace deal, they can overstep and overcome the hostilities and the massacres and the fighting that happened between them for a very long time? How this can be forgotten and they start a new page?
I mean, this is also a point of awareness. I mean, if you want to build your country, you either look to the past or you either look to the future. France and Germany, if they look to the past with the bloodshed that has happened between both countries in the war of 1870, in the First World War, in the Second World War, they would have never had the European Union. But the European Union is creating stability and creating affluence for their people. Therefore, they decided not to look to the past but look to the future. You have two choices: either to continue saying that your grandfather killed my grandfather, so I will kill your grandson, or we will hold hands together in order to have a better future for our grandchildren.
The fighting between Salva Kiir and Riek Machar, whether we call it ethnic or they are fighting for power, has displaced some 1.5 million people, and more than 7 million are at risk for hunger and diseases. What is the role of the African Union regarding this issue? How they are going to compensate those people and try to rebuild this country if they have the political will?
The African Union certainly has a role. But the supreme role is for the South Sudanese people themselves. You cannot, however much money and aid you pour into a country, if this aid is going to end by being blown up and burned by conflict, no progress will ever come. You have seen, what is happening in Darfur. We have seen what is happening in Afghanistan. We have seen what is happening in Gaza. If we do not have a will to implement security, stability, and progress to build our country, no external aid, however big it is, will make any difference. Once, we have reached the stage where we have stopped hostilities, we have stopped destroying our country, the role of the African Union, the international community, will be effective. Taking into consideration, we have very strong conflict in South Sudan. We have very strong conflict still going on in Sudan, in Darfur.
Yeah.
We have very strong conflict going on in Somalia. These three countries are some of the very rich resources in Africa. Somalia, although it is in a pitiful state now, it has always been a net food exporter. They had cattle, they had fisheries. Now there is oil. Sudan could be one of the most affluent countries in the world. South Sudan has tremendous resources, but all this is being consumed and being destroyed by internal strife.
Yeah, in the civil war between in these countries and terrorist attacks. Ambassador Mohamad Shazly, former ambassador to Sudan, thank you for joining us and welcome once again to Africa Today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, this brings us to the end of our show. I'm Dina Mamdouh. Please stay tuned.